It's that time of year where students will be moving away for the first time, and while the promise of a new adventure can be exciting, it can also be overwhelming for others. Family therapist Nataxja Cini is joining us today with some top tips on how to deal with homesickness. You know what? Parents go through it, but it's the kids that are really affected when they're heading off. What are we talking about homesickness in general?
Homesickness is not missing home necessarily, but it's being in an unfamiliar environment, not sure what's going on, you're not used to it. It's like traveling. We all enjoy traveling, but after a few days of it, we kind of want to have something that's familiar to us, that we're used to the regular routine. And that's what homesickness is. You're in an unfamiliar environment, you're not sure of your surroundings, and you're not used to that new routine.
And this isn't necessarily that the first 2 nights of sleeping away from home are tough. This is something that can hit a couple weeks in, a couple months in. It's not necessarily just the first couple of nights you're homesick and it goes away.
Absolutely. Homesickness is like the flu. You never know when it's going to strike. It can happen right away as soon as you drop off your student at school. It can happen midterm when the exams start happening. We see it a lot in November when the days get really gray. Universities are well aware that first-year students at college and university are susceptible to being homesick and dropping out of school in the first term.
Okay, so who's more likely to suffer or deal with homesickness more so than others?
All right, so it can happen to anybody, and some students will get it and some students will never experience it. Students who are more likely to be homesick are those who left a girlfriend or boyfriend behind, or they went to a different university or college. If there's somebody at home they're worried about, whether some parent or family member is sick or ill, they're more likely to be homesick than somebody who's not. And actually, if your student is slow to warm up, they have difficulty making friends and adapting to new changes and new environment, they're more susceptible to being homesick.
We know that this is going to happen. It happens each and every year, but there are things and there are places that have been implemented to help. So take us through what we can do to help our student who's dealing with homesickness.
Okay, one of the things that actually is really important is that Frosh Week, those pre-university activities, and I think it's really important that you drop off your student for those activities, because those are made to help integrate your student into the university or college environment, make new friends, get familiar with the campus, and that's actually an important part of transitioning into college or university. College and universities are well aware that homesickness is a problem, so they have things like student success centers, they have mental health offices that can help your student with being homesick. And actually, if you're living on campus, there are the floor monitors or the floor mentors that your student can go talk to and ask for advice how to deal with it or where to go on campus to become familiar with services.
Having the dialogue, just being able to listen to someone is really a key component.
And that's what parents can do, because if your student calls you up and says, I hate school, I don't like it, I want to come home, listen to them venting. Don't offer suggestions off the bat, but listen to them and validate their feelings. That's really important. It's also important to actually ask your student what little steps they can do to actually get more familiar with the campus. Are there places they like? Have they made friends with people? Suggest they even make 3 friends in each class they can text or talk afterwards, because that way, if you are connected with people inside your class and outside of class, you're less likely to have homesickness.
So that was one of those tips. Encourage the child to stay on campus. What about the other one, which is don't focus? You know, switch the focus a little bit to something else.
Yes. Okay, so when your student calls up and complains about how homesick they are, don't focus on how you, mom and dad, the house is empty, it's quiet, and how you're missing your child. This is part of growing up and moving on and getting to become an adult.
We can do our own therapy sessions, is what you're saying. Do your own therapy and just be there for your student, for your child. And then the last thing is for them to pick small goals, little accomplishments.
Yes. So these are things like, have you talked with your professor? Take somebody on your floor out and have dinner with them. Join a club. We find that students who are more connected with the university, with clubs, outside class activities, are happier students. And the other thing is, send care packages, mom and dad, because you know what? Everybody on the floor knows when a care package comes in, and this is a great way for your child to connect with other students on the floor and make friends.
Yeah. In that care package, you have other things to be distributed to the other kids on the floor, too. I thought that was always really helpful. There's fresh cookies coming in. Anybody wants them. It really works. Some great tips. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And, of course, you can find more information on the website and be able to kind of check in if there's other things that you're looking to be able to talk about. Thank you.